Hello and welcome to the Confident at Work podcast. I'm your host and your confidence coach, Anna Manning. And today we're talking about facts versus drama or fact versus fiction. So, this is the idea that every situation, every circumstance, every thing that you come across contains facts, which are the objective reality. And it also contains fiction, or what I sometimes call drama, which are the stories, the fears, the judgments, the stuff that we add on. And if your brain is anything like mine, it often confuses the drama or the fiction with the facts. And this can have an impact on our confidence. So, if you're mixing facts and fiction, if you have a lot of drama about a situation, the thing that it means, the fears, the stories, the judgment, it can create those cycles of worry, of overthinking, of anxiety, which of course erode your confidence. So it really helps to be able to separate the two so we can at least have a chance, have a shot at stopping the spiraling and starting to be able to respond to a situation more clearly. So, I'm going to talk to you about how to actually do this. But first, I want to give you 3 examples of very common scenarios where we're going to separate the fact from the fiction. So, the fact from the drama. And if you notice after this episode, you probably will notice that we don't tell stories in facts. The clue's in the name. When we tell stories, i.e., when we chat to someone about something, or when we think about it even inside our own head, we're not reciting facts. We are telling a story, and stories, good stories, include black and white thinking, drama, dramatic effect, ideas, projections. And when we're reading a book, that's great because reading a load of facts about a situation would not be in any way interesting. However, our ability to conjecture and to create ideas in our heads and to tell stories, whilst it's a great thing in some aspects of our life, can be slightly problematic when it comes to being able to think clearly, think objectively, and respond in the way that we want at work. It can also be a problem when it comes to our confidence. So we want to be able to, and I'm not saying that we have to, strip the drama out of our lives. What fun would that be? But we want to notice when we're engaged in the drama rather than in the facts. And if we're really struggling to be able to stop and separate out the two. So I said I was going to get to 3 examples. One more thing before I do that is that very often on a coaching call, this is literally all that I'm doing. I'm not changing the situation that somebody's in. I am simply helping them to separate fact from fiction and then question the fiction, question the drama. It may be that some of it is actually real, but very often what we find is that, like any good drama, it's mostly made up. So here are our 3 examples. First one is you get an email from your manager, and the email says, I need to speak to you about something. Have you got 5 minutes? The facts in that scenario is that you got an email from your manager with the words, I need to speak to you about something. Do you have 5 minutes? End of facts. However, that is where your brain will pick up with the drama. Cue the pantomime. They must think that I'm incompetent. They've got to tell me something horrible. They're going to fire me. Something bad's happened, right? We've all experienced this. That feeling drop that you get when someone's like, do you have 5 minutes? And you're like, oh my God, they need 5 minutes. Something terrible has happened. And as I say it like that, you can see that it's drama, right? It wouldn't be a very interesting story if someone was like, yes, I have 5 minutes. I will see you at 2 p.m. But what happens in our head is like the fun version. It's like the story version. It's like the play version where the character's like, "Oh my God, something terrible has happened. What could it be? Dun dun dun." That's the drama angle. The fact angle was that somebody emailed you and asked you if you had 5 minutes. Spot the difference between the two, fact and drama. Second example, being quiet in a meeting. Facts, you didn't say anything for 30 minutes in that meeting. That's the facts. Drama, let's pick up with the drama where the facts take off. Everyone must think I'm useless. I don't have any ideas. I must be invisible. What will they think? This is terrible for my reputation. They're going to think I don't know anything. They're going to think I'm terrible at my job. I'm hamming it up for effect. And I don't want you to think that I'm taking the piss out of you, even though I am a little bit. The facts are you didn't say anything in 30 minutes. Okay, that's the fact. The rest of it, where you pick up, is drama, is fiction. Whether anybody actually thinks that you're useless and you didn't have any ideas, and whether you're actually invisible and it's going to damage your reputation, is subjective, is conjecture, I should say. It is not a fact. It is a dramatic interpretation of potential thoughts in other people's heads. And again, imagine someone is in a play. It's not going to be very interesting if for 30 minutes in the meeting they don't say anything and then they leave the meeting and carry on with their day. Where's the dramatic tension? There isn't any. And your head may be creating it. So whilst everyone else is chatting in the meeting, your character sat there with speech bubbles coming out of their head that are like, I'm useless, I'm invisible, why can't I say anything? I'm so underconfident, I shouldn't be like this. And then they come out of the meeting and they beat themselves up for the fact that they didn't say anything and it's all drama. Right? It's high drama, it's high octane, it's good stuff. As far as a play is concerned, even a TV series. However, probably not great stuff as far as your confidence is concerned. Third example. Your colleague gave you some suggestions for improvement on a piece of work, on a project. Facts are, your colleague gave you some suggestions, let's say 3 suggestions, for improvement on your piece of work. Facts. Drama, they don't like me, I'm failing, I'm going to get a terrible review, they think that I'm bad at my job, how dare they say this? All of the things that your head makes up about the fact that somebody gave you some suggestions for improvement. Again, imagine the drama. Let's put this on a stage. A colleague gives you 3 suggestions for improvement on your project. You take them on board and you carry on with your day. Boring. Now, that's the stuff that good days at work are made of, but not good dramas. Dramas require some element of self-judgment, some element of self-loathing, something that gives it some tension. And your brain's got it, doesn't it? They don't like me. They think I'm rubbish at my job. I'm going to get a bad review. I'm failing. How could they do this? I'm incompetent. They're my 3 examples. Now, have you just found out from those examples that you are very, very, very good at the drama? You could write an excellent script. You could keep them captivated for hours. How much of what goes on in your head at work is drama versus facts? And if it's a lot, you are not alone. Do you know the epic tales, the tragedies, the dramas that are going on all around you every day? Everyone looks very professional, don't they? Very competent, very together. But if you could sit down with them like I do, you would hear the dramas, the raging epics, the stories, the fiction, which is going on behind the scenes. And when you think about it, kind of fun. We all love a bit of drama, right? It's what makes things interesting. Facts are boring. However, if your confidence is something that you would like to work on, if you would like to feel more confident at work, I'm going to suggest that you may want to look at the amount of drama you are currently experiencing. Because sometimes that drama, whilst no doubt is very entertaining, is also exhausting and eroding your confidence. And one of the ways that you might try and notice this is just by having a bit of fun. Don't be too serious with it. I haven't been. Notice the drama, the high impact, the octane. Imagine putting your hand over your head and flopping onto a chaise lounge and saying all the things that are in your head about that email that you just got. you might realize it's funny. It's drama. It's not real. It's not even happening, except inside your own head. And while sometimes it's kind of fun to be a drama llama, right? It's great to embellish a story or to gossip with friends, and the more dramatic irony and tension that you've got, the better. But watch it when it comes to your confidence. Watch the amount of drama which is going on. If your head is something like your Netflix account, beware. Tricky for you to feel confident at work. Unless your drama is all about how wonderful you are and what this would mean and what a great opportunity you have. And to be honest, I ain't never met anyone whose drama internally sounds like that. Maybe they exist. Maybe they're currently the people running the world. Oh my. But if you're anything like most of my clients, the drama, it's an epic tragedy. It's a tale of woe. It's potential catastrophe. It's loss. It's loneliness. It's worry. It's doubt. It's shame. It's anger. It's anxiety. And all of that drama, whilst it's great in your Netflix subscription, it may not be so great if it's happening inside your head. So this is what I want you to do. If you notice from this episode, yeah, okay, maybe I am sometimes somewhat dramatic. And FYI, so am I, right? So is everybody else listening to this podcast. Don't get yourself down about it. Don't be dramatic about it. Just take it as a fact that right now I am dramatic. Don't give yourself any drama about it. But there's a couple of tools that you can use. And the first one is just a very simple question. What are the facts in this situation? What are the facts in this situation? And just write down the facts. And anything that you've attempted to sneak in there, which is opinion, which is story, which is supposition, which is imagination, strike from the record, because that is not the facts. And once you have the facts down, take a look. It may look very different from how it looked before. The other tool is similar. And I sometimes encourage people to fold up your paper or make a table if you're typing this and write fact in one column and fiction in the other, or fact in one column and drama in the other. So you can really see, here are the facts in the situation. So my manager sent me an email asking for a 5-minute chat, facts. And then on the other side of my table, here is my drama. I'm going to get sacked. They think I'm incompetent. Something terrible has happened. And maybe you can even do it as I've done in this episode, right? Imagine playing this out as a great drama, great workplace drama, great office drama, whatever the environment is that you work in, and see if it still stands up to scrutiny. It might just feel like, oh, okay. Just being a little bit dramatic today. I've been staying with family for the last kind of week or so, and I have a niece, a goddaughter called Robin, and her life is a life of high drama. She feels things deeply. She cries, she shouts, she laughs, she does it all. She is what you would call dramatic. And it's good to notice that sometimes we're all a little bit Robin. We think we're very professional, very put together, very logical, very rational, very reasonable. And when it comes to how we interact with other people, we might be. But when it comes to what's actually going on inside our head, in the quiet, we're probably a little bit Robin. We're probably a little bit dramatic. If you know, oh yeah, this is me, got some major dramas going on. It's like a Netflix box set in my head. It's okay. Don't get dramatic about it. Just notice. And try asking yourself, what are the facts in this situation? Or separating out the fact from the fiction, the drama, and then relook at it again. You can also use this tool if somebody is coming to you. You may not want to use it with a mate who's being dramatic about a story, because possibly they're probably just enjoying the drama and they may want you to collaborate with them in that. Fine. But if you have a direct report, if you have somebody at work, if you have a team and they are struggling, it is likely that, as well as facts, there is a lot of drama. And you can show them this episode. Show them this episode. Show them this tool. Write it on a big whiteboard if you're together. Facts and then drama. Get them to separate it out. Get them to look at it again. Think again. It's a very easy way of stepping back. And it's kind of funny as well, right? Especially when we admit that we're all rather dramatic on the insides of our heads. We catastrophize. We think in very black and white terms. We make up stories about things that didn't really happen in the past and probably are never going to happen in the future. And then we get all vexed about the permutations of them, and they're not even real. And they're definitely not even happening, or they probably won't happen. So let's try separating out the facts and the fiction this week. And if you would like to come and work with me in order for me to help you to do that, head to the link in the show notes and book a call to explore private coaching. You can also come and join the Confident at Work membership. This is for professional women who want to feel more confident at work. We have group coaching, we have a learning library, we have a private podcast. Everything we do in the podcast, in private coaching, and in the membership is designed to help you feel more confident at work. And one of the ways that you can do that is from learning how to separate out the fact from the fiction. All right, I will see you in next week's episode. Bye.
Confidence, confidence, confident. I can be confident. Confidence, confidence, confident. I can be confident at work.